Hey everybody, welcome back to the Vinyl Countdown, episode 14. Who do we have with us today?
Hi everyone.
Yes, that's right. It's Mrs. Vinyl Countdown, or Mrs. Peaches. Her name is Erin.
Hi vinyl community.
My wife, Erin. All right. She's on this episode today for a very special reason. Why don't you tell us that reason?
Because Ratt is my favorite band. Besides Guns N' Roses, they were my first favorite band, my first concert I went to, and I absolutely adore them. All their albums, spectacular, solid 10s, across the board. Love this band.
I love this band as well. We both grew up with this band all the way from grade school all the way through high school. Yes. And it was on the top of the list all the time. They had it all. They were glam. They were Sunset Strip. They were action. And they had a ton of hit songs for a metal band. Well, today on episode 14, that's right, we're going to do the R&R. It's going to be the R's from the 80s metal collection. And we're going to do another special part of this episode with a R for Room tour. So we're going to go around Mr. and Mrs. Peaches. We call it the Easy Listening Lounge / living room. And we're going to go around and show everybody everything.
It's like a record store meets that 70s show. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, little retro, little 80s. And we have a few more things going on in the living room that are pretty precious as well. So without further ado, let's get started with episode 14 of the Vinyl Countdown. Are you ready?
Ratt and roll. I'm so ready.
Ratt and roll. All right. Now, I told you in the last episode, we're a little burned out from a recent find, so we're not going to do that today because it was a trifecta of 3 days in a row of solid gold finds out in the wild. All right, start us out with the first one.
This is the first Ratt album. And a fun fact that we learned is that actually this is Tawny Kitane's leg that you see here with the rats on it. And another interesting fact, when they started filming, they had 6 rats. And by the time the photo shoot was over, there was only 5. So, and here...
Ratt left the scene.
Here are these major babes from Ratt. Warren DeMartini, he's my favorite. Growing up, everybody loved Stephen Pearcy, the frontman, understandably, but the guitar player, Warren DeMartini. I loved him.
The Martini.
Yes. So this is a solid album. It's only got 6 songs on it, but they're all fantastic. Walking the Dog cover, You Think You're Tough, and Back for More, which is fantastic and is also on Out of the Cellar, as I'm sure all of you know.
Katani Katini?
Yes.
Or
Tawny Katine.
Tony Katonier?
Peach likes making up names for her because...
Takatuni Katinu?
Yeah.
I love it. All right.
She's made the rounds in the metal world.
In the White Snake Rat world. Yes. She was the groupie of all groupies. The one to look up to as a mentor. Here is one of my personal favorites because I think this is the badass Ratt album, but some people would disagree. I love Ratt Out of the Cellar. Round and Round, oh my goodness. What a song. What a song. Ratt Out of the Cellar had a lot of good hits on it. A lot of good hits.
And they made super cool videos too. So for like the Round and Round video was the dinner party. I think Milton Berle was in it, if I remember right. And that was just the beginning. After that, all their videos, seriously epic and had some serious great stuff in them.
Yes, and this also has Looney Katuni on it. I mean, Tawny Katini. Tina Katina? Tawny Katine. Yes, you guys might not know it, but Tawny Katine is also on the front of this album on all fours, which is my favorite way to see her. Excuse me. I couldn't hold back.
And I think she actually dated Robin Crosby, so that's why...
Who's Robin Crosby?
Their other... or was he a bass player? Nope, sure. He was the other guitar player. Let's just
put it this way. She dated everyone.
And their drummer, Bobby Blotzer, he always had the 6-pack of beer come down from the thing in front of his drum riser. Really fun stuff. See,
she knows all these tidbits. I told you guys in earlier episodes that if there's anybody in this little Vinyl Countdown show
I love these
that's
guys.
The library of music, it's her. Big time.
And
time.
as Pete showed you in our ticket window, there is a Ratt ticket stub in there. That was my first concert ever. It was Great White, Warrant, and Ratt. And the cost for that ticket was $15.50. And that was in 1989.
Did they sing Cherry Pie?
No, I don't think it was.
It's probably because
Yeah.
Tawny Katini wasn't there. Oh, you know where she learned all that stuff? From things like this.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember this? Yeah. Hit Parader. Who's on the front there? Tell them who's on the front there.
Robin Crosby and Nikki Sixx. Two giants in these bands. And they were really good friends. Fortunately, Robin Crosby is dead from a heroin overdose. But they were good friends.
Yeah, and if you look through this particular one, where's our little...
And we found this for $2 in a record store in Green Bay. And I saw it on the shelf below their new arrivals. And I was like, check it out, a Hit Parader. Because you never find these magazines anymore. And I wish I had held on to. But back then, too, we cut them out. They were all over our walls. So we probably wouldn't have many intact. But love finding these.
Yeah, and the way you learn about this stuff is like here's a big article about Ratt, right?
Yep, that's the start of it.
Yep, that's the start of it. And then you go through and you turn the page, and there's just more pictures and more articles about all of these hair bands from the 80s. Tons of stuff. Advertisements, new albums coming out, different articles, little tidbits of information. I wish I had a whole case of these. I want to buy some. I want to find some Hit Parader magazines, or what was the other one?
Circus and, yeah, there was a few.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Here you go.
My favorite. This is my favorite. Solid 10, Invasion of Your Privacy.
I would agree. I think
Great album.
yes, this is a 10.
And as we've been watching these videos on the vinyl community, I discovered I am a deep cuts person. I love the songs the most that didn't get the airplay or weren't the popular ones. So for instance, on this album, You Should Know By Now, my favorite track. I love that song. Yeah, even got cowbell in it.
You should
Cowbell.
know. Oh, where's the cowbell? Oh, we put the cowbell away.
But this song list, unbelievable.
gotta
You're
feed
in
it.
Love, Never Use Love, Lay It Down, Give It All. When you cross the line, you're one step closer to my heart.
One step closer to
Then
my
on
heart.
side 2, Between the Eyes, What You Give Is What You Get. Another
What
great
you
song.
give is what
Yep.
you get.
Got Me on the Line, You
so
Should Know By
easy
Now.
to-
And then Dangerous But Worth the Risk. Dangerous But Worth the Risk. Awesome album.
Yeah.
Total solid 10.
And that's not Katoony Looney Katoons on the front. Okay.
No, it is not her this time. Thank God.
Is that you?
She had probably moved on to Whitesnake by then, maybe.
I think so.
Yeah.
She probably said, "Hey, I need more," just like everybody else did. Yeah. Promiscuity was.
Oh,
Was
Katina.
top on the- Yes. Katoony Lanoony. All right, here's another one.
Oh,
Go
Dancing
ahead.
Undercover. This one too. When it came out, so excited. Great new stuff from these guys at the time. Love the cover too, with the 5 of the guys. The inner sleeve looks like this too. It's got this photo on it. An absolute another solid 10. Every single song on this album, fantastic. Dance, that when that came out, awesome song. One Good Lover, Drive Me Crazy, Slip of the Lip. And if you remember the video for Slip of the Lip too, they did it like a Mission Impossible kind of a thing where the chick with the high heels and the skirt,
I love the way you move your hips.
they gave them the tape like the Mission Impossible, here's your mission if you choose to accept kind of a thing. And she was taking all their photographs and stuff. Just fantastic. Body Talk, another great song. Looking for Love, 7th Avenue, It Doesn't Matter, Take a Chance, and Enough is Enough. So again, on this one, Enough is Enough, and It Doesn't Matter, like probably my favorite tracks. And those weren't even the popular ones. But,
Do you remember them getting a lot of radio play in the day?
oh, for sure. For sure.
I think I do too. And you know, it was tough back then to get radio play as a hair
Love this
band.
album.
You know, because whether we like to admit it or not, back then hair metal was not, on the whole grand scheme of things, hair metal was not that popular. It was really popular in the Midwest and really popular on the West Coast. But as far as the radio stations went, they were super, super picky about what they were doing because image was a huge deal on the radio. You had advertisers. You had people, you know, that were involved outside of the radio station that were maybe, you know, a little bit more on the uppity side where they didn't want to see this sleazy stuff on the, you know, or hear the stuff on the radio. So back then, for a hair metal band to get as much radio play as Ratt did was actually kind of shocking. Kind of shocking. All right, here we go. Here's another one.
Oh, Reach for the Sky.
Is that's not Firehouse,
yeah,
right?
he thinks of Firehouse, but no, this is the Reach for the Sky album. And this one, I Want a Woman and Way Cool Jr. were the huge hits off of this one. But again, my favorite is No Surprise and What's It Gonna Be on this one. Love, love, love. But again, this album is totally a solid 10. Every song on here. Runnin', City to City, all points in between. Don't Bite the Hand That Feeds You. I Want to Love You Tonight. Oh, that was so sultry and sexy back in the day.
Yeah.
Chain Reaction. 1, 2, 3. Satisfaction guaranteed. But I really love No Surprise and What's It Gonna Be.
But at that age, we hardly knew what the word sexy meant. You know what I'm saying? We weren't exactly adults back then.
And this one was 1988.
Yes, 1988. Okay. So why don't you hold that up for him again and show him the cover. This one is super hard to find out in the wild. You know, when we talk about going out in the wild and stuff, we hit all these places, turn over every rock. And Ratt albums, surprisingly, are not that hard to come by. Why? Because they sold so many of them, and they were just easily given up into the world of antiques malls and garage sales and all that stuff. So when it comes to Ratt, this is what's so really nice and supreme about this. You can get some really great hairband for what, $5 or $6 at an antiques mall. They're one of the cheaper albums you can find.
Yeah.
But one of the best hairbands around too.
But he's right. You don't see this one very often. You don't see Dancing Undercover very often either. It's always Invasion of Your Privacy or Out of the Cellar that you'll find.
Yeah.
Even in antique stores or record shops.
Like this one, I've seen one of these in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
One, and it was last weekend, way out of town. So yeah. All right. You would think we might be done with Ratt albums.
But we're not.
Have you been keeping track? Because this one just might melt your face.
And this is a great story. When we discovered this guy that we get these from, he has a booth. And the first time we went there, we walked in really like old antiques. And we were kind of like, ugh. And all of a sudden, I hear him say my name, and he was very serious. And
this is like, the first time we discovered that store.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I thought something was wrong. And he's like, you're going to want to come back here.
Right now.
And I was like, he hit the mother lode. Then I knew, or I thought he found something like on his grail list or something.
Yeah.
So I walked back. I was super excited. This room, unbelievable vinyl room with this guy. And he's a fantastic guy. He's found us quite a few treasures over the course of our hunting. And he keeps our list in his pocket of the hard to find stuff. He's fantastic. But anyway.
This room, I swear to God, was like 12 by 12 feet, like an average bedroom. And I swear to God, it had over 2,000 albums in it.
An amazing albums. Not the stuff that you find.
Yeah, no.
The normal stuff
no
you
Chicago,
find.
no Journey.
Yeah.
No.
Boston and
Anthrax, Metallica, Iron Maiden. Yeah. And when we hit Oh, don't show yet?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Because he never thought we were going to find this one in the wild. Never. So I'm looking through his new arrivals. The guy's name is Gary. So I'm looking through Gary's new arrival and I go, oh, Ratt Detonator. And he said, what? He didn't even believe me. He didn't even believe me. And I pulled it right out. And literally, what did Gary have on it? $8 maybe?
Yeah.
Something super.
It was like $8 or $9.
Yeah. And super reasonable. And
we hit the mother lode.
He couldn't believe it. I'm like, yep, here it is. Here it is.
Ratt Detonator, ladies and gentlemen. And what is this is enough to melt your face. Okay?
His face was melted.
Yes.
For real.
Both of our faces were melted. She just pulls it out like this. Oh, look what I found.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Yeah. What song's on here from Ratt? Love and Use a Dirty Job, and I'm the man to do it.
His favorite. He loves that song.
Oh my God. This album is so freaking rare. So freaking rare.
Yep.
And
there it was.
Yeah. You wouldn't believe.
And fun fact on this one too: Heads I Win, Tails You Lose, which is on the second side. John Bon Jovi sings some backing vocals with the guys. And if you look at this photo, you can tell the difference that we're getting closer to the 90s here, because if you look at their hair and their clothes, not the same scene it was 5 years previously. You know, they're changing and evolving.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, you can just tell.
We're on the edge of grunge.
Yeah, but
we're following Guns N' Roses around.
Shame, you know? Shame, shame. Loving you's a dirty job. Scratch that itch. Heads I win. Tails you lose. All or nothing. Giving yourself away. Love that song. So love that song. Not too many balladies, really, from these guys. You know, the power ballads and stuff. But giving yourself away is kind of close to what they do for the ballads. But
I don't even know if Ratt really ever had a true power ballad. I don't think they did.
See, and I'll mess with him a lot when we're out searching. I'll be looking through a rack here, and he's down there, and I'm like, Ozzy Osbourne, No More Tears.
Yeah.
And I just do that, and he's like, no, because he knows I'm kidding. But when I did the Ratt Detonator, it was legit this time, and I don't think he believed me at first, and then when he saw it, he couldn't believe it.
Yeah, right.
He couldn't believe it.
Yeah. What's that one you just mentioned again? Oh, Shame, Shame, Shame.
Yeah.
That has got an awesome beat to it. The drums are really cool. It's like a shaka-duga, 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 shaka-duga.
They're fantastic. I love Ratt, seriously. If it weren't for Guns N' Roses, if Guns N' Roses hadn't come out, they would be my favorite band.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
If this didn't melt your face, okay. If this didn't melt your face, how about that? How about that? How about that? Yeah. R&R on the vinyl countdown today. You guys, man, for hair metal, you cannot beat this. This late 80s, early 90s, super rare stuff that you never find. I just hope to God they never re-release it. So what do you think so far?
Sweet, fine. And didn't we get the second one from Gary, too?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We went back to his booth, and there was another copy.
Yeah, we went up there a few weeks later, and there's another one. Pulled it out again. I'm like, yeah. Double your pleasure, double mint gum on that one. Wow. What's this now? Oh, that must have been from the other sleeve. Me and Vinyl Victim, we had a little conversation a couple days ago, and I held up both of these on. We were talking on Facebook, and he goes, he saw a picture, and he goes, "You have Ratt Detonator on vinyl." He says, "I've been out for 6 years, and I've never seen it in the wild ever." And then I gave him a picture like this on Facebook. What did we do that
with
for?
The double vision lyrics. Yeah.
I got double vision from Foreigner. He told me they were photocopies. I was trying to trick him. All right. Well, if that didn't melt your face, I don't know what will. Maybe this one. The 12-inch single EP of Lovin' You's a Dirty Job by Ratt.
Peach's favorite Ratt song.
Remember that sticker? Play it, say it? Yeah. My favorite song off of that album on 12-inch radio station copy.
And it's totally different than the actual release on one side. It's kind of really...
Great point, yes. Yeah. This is like a dance version. A dance club mix version of Lovin' You's a Dirty Job, and I've never heard something so beautiful in my life. It's like Lovin' You's a Dirty Job meets Night at the Roxbury.
It was totally different. When it started playing, we both looked at each other like, what is this? Because it was crazy.
And no doubt, I paid $2 for this at an antique mall. We got it at a different place.
Yep.
I was at $4 on it, and the owners were there, and I'm like, well, $4 is a little steep for one song, And he's like, oh, how about two? I'm like, okay, bye.
The king of the wheeling deal over here.
Yeah, I won't take no for an answer. Definitely when we're out there. She, as soon as I start doing it, she like walks the other direction.
I just can't do it. I can't. Here's what you want for it. I just want it. I'll buy it, pay for it. And whereas he's mastered the art of the deal.
Okay. That's enough of Ratt. I hope you guys aren't sweating too much.
I'm sad it's over because seriously, the best.
And it's your favorite.
Love these guys, yes.
It's your favorite besides Guns N' Roses.
One of my favorite bands, yep.
Mine too, definitely from the 80s. If you guys get a chance, pick up as many of those as you can, even though they're still easy to find. I was watching some of these guys over in Europe, like Vinylizer and stuff, and I don't think they have Ratt over there, and I think they really want it. It's kind of weird because they have all of our cherry pie and all of our Ozzy Osbourne No More Tears. So let's just have a big picnic, an international picnic, and we'll just trade albums, and we'll get everything we want, and they'll get everything they want. All right, what's up next? Go ahead.
The Ravens, which we showed you from the recent score that we had on Wednesday. Raven Mad, gold stamp promo.
This is kind of a new arrival for us. And if you look in the same Hit Parader magazine and you open up the cover, what does that say, Hon Buns?
Raven, the wildest show on earth.
Raven, on the inside cover, the one we just showed you.
Yep. And this Hit Parader is dated March of 1985. And at the time, the magazine cost $1.95.
Yeah. Then you got other stuff on here like autograph.
Yeah.
Turn up the radio.
Yep. For the Sign In Please album, there's the advertisement for that record coming out.
Yep. Most kick butt rock anthem on the planet. Turn up the radio.
Awesome song.
Man, these magazines were filled with such an amazing amount of stuff. And we're not done with this magazine. We're going to go through the R's and we're going to keep showing it to you. Okay?
Oh, look at that Ozzy ad.
Oh, yeah.
Ozzy advertising for Hit Parader.
Come and check out Ozzy. Buy all of our stuff. Awesome. Yeah. We got to find that page again. Oh, it's right there. Okay, we'll save it.
Okay.
Oh, it's right after that one. There we go. Or no.
And there's song lyrics in here, too, that we discovered that are showing you the day's top hits. So that'll be fun to show you, too.
Yes. And, okay, here's the next Raven one. All for one. Now, what I told you in the other video, this Raven stuff is kind of new for me. So we're going to investigate it. We're going to tell you what we think about it. Like I said, we listened to one album, that Raven Mad one, and it was a ton of screaming.
He's a screamer, wailer. It was, impressive.
A lot of double bass on the drums in that one, which I love.
But
the double
hold up,
bass
on this
section.
one, I just want to point out. So on the cover, we've got like the All for One, Three Musketeers here with the swords. And then you flip it over, and this dude's wearing like a helmet with drumsticks.
It looks like a hockey helmet, but it's a fencing helmet. These guys had
Is it a fencing helmet? I don't know.
I don't know either. It's like a wacky... They had all these wacky themes for their albums. Like, the name of the band had to match what was on the album. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to think of one right now.
Did the Three Musketeers play hockey?
I don't remember. It's from fencing, I think. But
All for One.
Yeah.
That's the name.
Yeah. So they got the fencing swords there. And then this is a fencing helmet. But I don't know how a sword couldn't go through that.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense.
Are the metally ones with all the...
Yeah, with the mesh on it. You're right.
Yeah, this is like straight up.
This is why we're married. We can figure this stuff out.
I just found this super ridiculous. Why these contrasting covers?
It's a hockey helmet, I think. Whatever. Uh-oh. Cover up the kid's eyes. This is PG over 13. Raven, life is up.
We showed them this one, didn't we?
Yep. This is our recent finds from the last episode. Life is up. Yaj. Yeah, we're gonna check this stuff out. Like I said, it's recent finds, but it's part of the R's, so it kind of came back to back. You know what I'm saying? Ooh,
I'm excited about these.
You're excited about these? Okay.
I was so in love with this guy when I was a kid.
Go ahead.
The former singer from Van Halen, David Lee Roth, Eneman Smile. And when you're talking charismatic front runners, he is one as far as in bands. When he was in Van Halen,
he's crazy.
Yeah, and even on his solo, he's just amazing. He's all over the place with the kicks, the jumps, the baton things with the twirls on them. What are those called? With the parade, the person in the front of the parade had. I mean, the way he dressed and the things he did, he was just amazing. But those kicks, when his leg is coming up like this on the side of his head, I mean,
yeah, those are like 12-footers.
Legit,
definitely.
And this one's fantastic. Yankee Rose, I'm Easy, and Ladies Night in Buffalo. That is a good song too. Going Crazy from the Heat, Tobacco Road. That's Life. We know that one.
Yankee Rose was the big one, though.
So, yeah, this is super cool.
Definitely.
And, I mean, look at him, all tribal in the back like that. I think he might be naked, too.
Maybe.
He might be a naked.
PG-13 and more.
Which, yeah, the ladies are fine with, trust me.
But, you know, he was the lead singer of Van Halen, and I went through this with you guys on another episode where, you know, that's the Hit Parade magazine again. So tons of references from every single issue of this thing.
Wow.
Down, girl, down.
He was just so sexy.
What, I have to go get the dollar bills or what?
And charismatic. That was the other thing. He was this funny guy, fun guy.
I think he was nuts.
Yeah.
And you know, we had this conversation, like I said before, when he left Van Halen, that I felt like it was a break for Van Halen. It's like finally we don't have to babysit this really whacked out front man, and it was just a nice cool breath of fresh air for them. And then they took on Sam Hagar, you know. So, you know, as wild as David Lee Roth was, it was kind of nice to see him go out on his own so he could fully express himself.
And do those covers that he wanted to do, which
yes,
they didn't
he wanted to do the cover tunes that Van Halen did not want to do.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, here you go. Here's another one.
Crazy from the Heat.
I love California Girls.
And this one is just 4 songs. Easy Street, Just a Gigolo, California Girls, and Coconut Grove. And oh yeah, Peach, he goes crazy over California Girls.
Oh, that music video when it was on MTV when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, I could have watched it 100 times in a row.
Too.
Yeah.
Seriously great.
California Girls. What an amazing video. This one's still sealed.
Where did we find this too? I don't even remember, but David Lee Roth's Skyscraper. We've seen this one shown on the VC before.
Still sealed.
Yeah. But still super cool. Knucklebones, Just Like Paradise. That's really all I know on this one. I'd like to hear Hot Dog in a Shake.
Just like living in paradise.
Yep.
That's the big hit off of that one.
Yep.
Definitely.
But yeah, solid solo career, and
yeah, wild and
he's
crazy guy.
my favorite Van Halen singer. Although I think Van Halen, one of the few bands that made a successful transition with a new lead singer. Very hard to do.
Very hard to do.
Van
very
Halen
rare.
pulled it off, but I love Sammy Hagar and Van Hagar, but I'm a David Lee Roth Van Halen girl. That's my preference.
Yeah.
Diamond Dave, because that's what I grew up on.
All right, here's a little suggestion that we found. See, this is part of why, you know, I'm going to say it again. This is why we love the vinyl community. And one of the reasons why is that we can get references from other people to try out new things that we don't know anything about. And one was the Raven that we showed you today. And another one was a reference from Vinyl Victim, Rough Cut. He showed this album, and I had never really remembered ever seeing them before.
No, I had never heard of them or heard any of their music before.
We were super happy to find out. You know, we were going through. This was the Green Bay Record Show convention. Mm-hmm. It was like a month ago.
I think it was like $5.
Yeah, it was like $5, and we were like, "Hey, I remember him talking about this. So let's try it out. Let's give her a whirl." Look at them guys on the back. What? Wow. Yeah, they must have been right in the middle of the crowd. Definitely. Rough Cut. Tried it out. It's okay. I like it. It's good stuff.
It's definitely a key piece to the collection. So
yeah, anything from the 80s like that, totally worth trying out. That's what's great about the vinyl community. All right, let's move on to the room tour.
Thanks for having me. Peach is going to take you on the room tour, so I'm signing off.
Where's your Skid Row earrings?
He's going to wear the Skid Row earring in the next video when he covers the S's.
Everybody will be calling me David Lee Roth.
And hey, he has to tell you the story when he gets to the S's of the first Skid Row find that we had in the wild. It's an amazing story. Yeah, you guys are going to love that one. Amazing story. Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, thanks for having me.
You bet.
Thanks for having me, vinyl community. See you next time.
Okay, I'm going to pick up the camera and I'm going to start taking you guys around the room for a room tour. Are you ready? It might be a little bumpy at first, but let's go, all right? Okay, here we are. I can't flip it around to the forward. There's my lighting. But I'll see if I can get you guys through here. Let's turn around this way. We got a lot of light coming in here. All right. Okay, there's the beginning. There's the front door. This is the original poster off of the Purple Rain album. This is the one that came with the record. And I had a big frame. I used to work in a picture frame manufacturer, so I know how to deal with frames and stuff. And then here is the Slave to the Grind promo poster. I'm having a real hard time running this camera like this. Yeah, that's a promo poster. It's like 26 by 36 of Skid Row Slave to the Grind. Super happy to have that one. Then if we can fly around the room this way. They're down on the wall right there. There's that bio of Ozzy that I showed you. There's a copy, there's a double frame of Purple Rain and Ice Cream Castle. That was the matching album from the movie Purple Rain that had Morris Day in the time. Then you go over here. There's that Ozzy, Def Leppard, Hysteria, Warrant, Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinkin' Rich. There's a picture of me and the wife. Then at the top there's Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood 45 picture sleeve. And then there's a big frame with Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil, opened up, the gatefold. Then we can back up way up here. Right in the middle of our easy listening lounge, we call it, is a 6 foot tall, 4 foot wide, they call it a bus stop poster from Staten Island. It's made out of really thick vinyl. But that's, yeah, the Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction tour. Pretty cool. All right, and then we can look up here. We got some signed stuff from Winger. Got that from our friend Madeline. Those two things for Christmas. They're both signed Winger stuff. Got a couple of posters of Poison up there and Whitesnake. And there's another picture of Red Beach playing his guitar, the lead guitarist from Winger. Then right there, that is a fully signed guitar from Winger that I had them sign right in front of me. I got the whole band's signature on there, except for Paul Taylor, because Paul Taylor doesn't go on tour with them every single time to every event. So yeah, you can get up. Like I said, it's really hard for me to handle this camera right now for some reason. So yeah, then we got the big Cinderella poster that we showed you. And then there's a 45 of Skid Row 18 in Life picture sleeve. Then we can go around the corner up on the wall. There's a picture of me standing with the Winger band. And then there's a whole bunch more photos of Winger and VIP pass, Red Beach playing guitar, and there's another 8x10 fully signed by the Winger band. Yeah, you can tell I'm kind of into them. There's a Dexter poster. It's like 24x36. I made the frame for that. It's pretty cool. Then we can keep going around the room here. There's a Janis Joplin poster. There's one of my Mackie speakers, some Skid Row stuff, Skid Row book. There's where the magic happens. Got a Crown amp down there. Got a PV Sonic Maximizer. Got a Technics SL 1700. Love this record player. Everything on it is vintage. Even the stylus still. I got a console tape player. Back up a little bit. You can see Mr. Gray. Bunch more. There's a Slaughter poster. Disturbed poster. Mr. Gray. And you can see some big giant Subway poster from Pink on the wall up there. That one's almost 6 feet wide, I think, too. Definitely. And then we can get over here, see where the vinyl starts. Right back there, that's my box of oldies. Oh, this camera. Box of newer stuff down there. Adele's in the front. Back up a little bit, you can see my four big rows of metal. I like to keep my stuff in crates. It works out a lot better for me. I'm left-handed, so I have to put my albums in this shelf. I have to put my albums in backwards, so the bindings or the spine is on the inside. It's a left-handed thing. It's really screwy, but so I kind of like to leave them right in front of me. Okay, and right there you can see it. That's the wife's full Stephen King library. I made that bookshelf for her. And she loves that movie, The X-Files. That's that X-Files poster right there. That's the one that was in Fox Mulder's office on the TV show, The X-Files. It says, "I want to believe," with a flying saucer up in the air. So yeah, and that is the entire Stephen King library in hardcover. Everything he ever made. Definitely. And my wife loves to collect those stand-up ashtrays and stuff. But yeah, I'll back up and give you guys a kind of a bigger view of things. I did all that woodwork. I built all those cabinets. I did all that. Wall was just bare when we moved in here. So I made the big solid oak desk on there and all that stuff. So yeah, this is our easy listening lounge. It just goes into the big vaulted ceiling part in there. This is where we watch TV and hang out and listen to records and whatever else is going on. Party hardy. Definitely. All right. Well, I hope you guys liked episode 14 of the Vinyl Countdown. I was glad to get a room tour in this time. I'm sorry about the camera action, but it's not working out too well for me on the camera. All right. I want you guys to have a great night and a great weekend, a great Thanksgiving holiday. All right. We'll see you later.